Let's bring in our guest now, Khalil Dewan from London. He is the head of investigations at Stoke White. That's an international human rights law firm. Welcome to the programme. From a human rights legal perspective, what has been the legacy of the so-called war on terror?
Well, look, today is an important day, and 3,000 people have been killed on 9/11. But we should also remember that 900,000 people have been killed in US's response to the war on terror across seven majority Muslim countries, and that's highly problematic. When we talk about the war on terror and human rights, we have to remember and acknowledge drone strikes, night raids, extrajudicial killings, Guantanamo Bay, secret prisons, sexual abuse, and the list goes on throughout the world, including CIA secret drone strikes, which will be continuing in Afghanistan, quote unquote, over the horizon strikes. But the blight remains on the American administration from Bush to Obama to also Biden to really fix this legacy that they will be leaving behind. But in saying that, we shouldn't deem the war on terror over, because the reality is, whilst the armed conflict, legally speaking, in Afghanistan has ended and withdrawn based off negotiations in Doha in Qatar, the war on terror continues across the globe. You see, the human rights violations are not just in conflict zones, but they are also part of an ecosystem within the West, Europe, Asia, and of course the Middle East. They are social engineering projects as well, which undermine privacy, which undermine the right to have a lawyer for representation. And the list is vast and long for human rights violations wherever you look.
And you're in the UK. On a day-to-day basis, what is the impact of 9/11? How can that be felt on the Muslim community?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of mixed feelings, but I think in the same time, there's a lot of confidence as well over the last 2 decades where impacted communities on the brunt of counter-terrorism policies, where they have effectively been subjected to structural racism, as well as harassment from intelligence agencies and police. And you see, the war on terror is not just what we see. And I hope I can bring this perspective. The war on terror is also within our nurseries. It's in the NHS. It's in the social services, as well as our universities. The UK and the US are pioneering the counter and violent extremism programs, which will go on after today. And effectively, what that means is that Muslim life, Muslim culture, Muslim beliefs are all being policed. And this is what's on the minds of people, because the war on terror continues. And this grey space, which has been exposed by several lawyers as well as NGOs, will continue to haunt the human rights of individuals across the globe.
Khalil Dewan, thank you so much for speaking to us about how the war on terror continues. We appreciate your time and your insight. Thank you.